Wednesday nights are generally quiet for the majority of Huntington, unless you venture out into the local food scene. Tonight, Black Sheep Burritos and Brews is packed to the cusp of standing room only. People have gathered over brisket and craft beer to catch a unique group of artists in action.
Why is it every time somebody talks about the things we're going to lose to global warming, they always sound like they're on an episode of Hoarders?
Their group doesn't have a name, but they don't need one. They're clever, bold, and unapologetic, and they represent a revitalized wave of stand-up comedy in Huntington. How did, stand-up comedy in Huntington get started?
Well, so the current scene is kind of residual from the Funny Bone. There's a couple performers here like Cody Lambert, Josh McDonald, who started performing at the Funny Bone, and wherever that closed down, they didn't really have any options. So there was a couple shows that started off and didn't really go anywhere, but then Black Sheep, they picked up here and said, we're going to do a recurring mic, and it's just grown from that scene.
Has anybody been to a hospital and not just seen Seinfeld? This is a conversation that I overheard. Mrs. Chapman, we got your test results back, and I'm going to be honest, it's not good. You have cancer in your pancreas, liver, and lungs. Bow, 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 bow.
Did you have sort of like any vision when you were developing this?
My vision, my own personal vision, the only thing I've ever worked on is I wanted a repeatable, sustainable place for people to do comedy in this city. And we've worked towards that goal, and everyone who works on the show continues to do so.
It's a great time. It's like a little overwhelming at parties because everyone wants to be the one talking. But then we just have a great time. So I don't know. I love it. It's really fun.
Does anyone remember the name of the redhead in the yellow dress that I was talking to last night at the bar? I've been calling her babe all morning and she's starting to catch on.
The whole premise of comedy is to bring ugly, unpleasant things into the sunlight and laugh at them, so maybe they'll get better. So she's on the spot. She doesn't know what to do. What's your name? We'll start there.
You do a lot of stuff around Huntington.
I do.
How did you get into stand-up comedy?
Well, I've actually wanted to do stand-up comedy for years, and I just never really thought I was funny enough. And then I met some of the stand-up comedians that perform here that have performed professionally in much larger cities who have toured. And they were like, you know what, you should do this. I'm gonna bug you till you start doing it. And so I did, and here I am.
Hello, everybody. I brought my pen up tonight just because I needed a friend.
People in prison have started playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's been growing for several years now. Whenever I was here, there was people their backs were turned to us. They didn't care. We were just ruining their meal. And eventually we just started doing it so consistently that there was enough comics who were coming out who wanted to get better, enough people who wanted to come out to a show that now, you see the average crowd size of those shows. People come out for comedy. I'm sorry, Cody is off frame right now messing with me. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Let's look at him.
No.
Imagine a war with Donald Trump versus Kim Jong-il. On one corner you have a spoiled, fat, authoritarian dictator. On the other side, you have the leader of North Korea.
Our next comedian is Jordan Andrew Jefferson. Give him a round of applause.
What was it like hosting a stand-up comedy show? What's that about?
It's really fun, but it's also stressful because you're the first and the last person that anyone sees. So if you up, if you mess, let me start over. I just got off stage.
You should probably just quit comedy.
Stand-up comedy is, for the most part, a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
What is it like to be a female, representing all females in stand-up comedy, especially in such a small community?
I feel there's not a whole lot of girls in our scene. There's just a handful, and they're all awesome. They're all fantastic, and I feel like
they are.
Yeah,
they're
and their personalities get to shine because it's all these guys, and the guys are good too. But it's a guy, and then you have a spectacular star like Angie Davis or Rebecca or Emily, and you know what I mean. So I think it's good and bad. I like it. I have fun.
Okay, the only person that clapped, my ex that might be not my ex, it's my ex soulmate.
What can the community do to support the stand-up comedy scene here?
Really, I think Woody Allen said 90% of life is showing up, and that is definitely the situation here. If you just show up, that is a huge help. If you also clap and not boo or throw feces, that's also welcome. We like when people don't do that.
Certainly, these performers are creating a memorable presence for stand-up comedy in Huntington. And while some comics are making moves to continue their career in bigger cities, others have plans to cultivate the scene here.
Tyra Banks. Do they teach Tyra in your history class in middle school?
Like the squinty eyes. How can the community support you all as you continue to grow?
If people want to support the show, they should just come out to it and see it and be a part of it. The best way to find out about local comedy is just to meet a local comedian and become friends with them on social media. We should have some exciting announcements at the end of this month about, we have a big show planned at the Huntington Music and Arts Festival on August 30th. So we're going to roll out some new and different ways to find out about the show there once that's all constructed.
I'm just kidding. Not all police officers are bad, but neither are all black people. So maybe we should just put the guns down, chill out, and start worrying about universal health care. No, I'm just kidding. I'm covered. Who cares? Thanks.